Good morning, everybody. How are you today? I just really had to stop and make this video because I have been thinking, in the wake of everything that's been going on ever since we had a new president, I'm thinking to myself, how could I be so stupid? How could I be so blind, sheeple, everything? I'm just talking to myself right now and trying to figure out what went wrong. I'm usually the type of person I can spot a fake, a phony, you know. I mean, to tell you the truth, during the president elections, I actually saw the red flags with Donald Trump. I did. You know, he just really never changed, and I actually saw right through him. And then all of a sudden he kind of just put on a mask. In the Bible we have this saying, you know, we are warned to watch out for wolves in sheep clothing. So that's basically what he did. He put on a mask. You heard the story of Little Red Riding Hood. You know how that story went. Well, it's kind of like that. I mean, he did kind of make people think that he was on the up and up, that he really cared about America, all these wonderful things that he said he was going to do. And then I keep thinking, you know, that's what all politicians do, but this is beyond extreme with him. Politicians kind of, you know, they're known for, you know, bending the truth, but this is different, okay, with Donald Trump. And so for all you people who are supporting him, you know, you have your rights, you know, but I'm just telling you, with me, the thing that really gets me is that how he can go back and forth, you know, saying one thing, then saying another, calling people liars, and just saying a bunch of stuff that's untrue, you know. And for me to support someone like that, that's very unusual. I just feel like America is suffering enough. The world is suffering enough. He's not only the leader of this country, but he has to deal with other world issues and foreign leaderships, and he just doesn't seem to be the right person to do this. And I just feel very adamant about this, and I'm not alone. So I'm basically making this video to call on Congress to act. That's really what this is about. I just can't believe that I have been so asleep. That's not even like me. And you know, Congress has been asleep, and they actually need to act. They really need to stand up, stop sitting around allowing Donald Trump to divide this country, because that is exactly what he is doing. And if anyone thinks otherwise, I don't know, you must be asleep yourselves. You need to wake up, and you need to, you know, smell the coffee, and, you know, get your head out of the scene, out of the clouds, and wake up and see what's going on. Because the ones that are supporting Donald Trump need to realize that he don't care about anybody. He doesn't care about anyone. So, look, for instance, this health care move that he made to cut Obamacare, you know, recipients off, this is actually going to hurt a lot of people. He also cut Meals on Wheels. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that program, but he cut that program that would benefit a lot of elderly people who were, I don't know if you still are, but Donald Trump supporters. And he cut that program completely, you know. So you thought that, oh, he would only cut the programs for the poor or for, you know, low income people, but he actually is targeting the middle class, which is what they all do, right? They say they're going to cut taxes for the middle class and make life better for the middle class, but, you know, personally, that's just a bunch of crock, because here we are again. We have this businessman claiming to be a billionaire. I don't know what his net worth is, but he's still making money off of his hotels and his golf courses while he's president, you know. I mean, to each his own. You can do whatever you want, but don't dupe the American people in believing that you actually are doing something that you're not for the American people. Lying to the American people, we have had enough of it. And you know, if anybody has any sense of morals and values in Congress, they need to step up and put him in check, unless this is what they want. I don't know what their agenda is. I don't know if there is an agenda. Their agenda should be to take care of the American people. So I'm not sure if that is their agenda, because I cannot fathom how Congress can once again sit around, and do nothing about Donald Trump. They keep talking about impeachment. Personally, I don't think impeachment will help us, and I'm going to tell you why. He has his puppet, Vice President Pence, and Pence shares the same ideals as Donald Trump. So what good would it be to impeach him if we're going to have the same crap going on that we have now? So, that's not really an option. They need to start putting some type of leash on him. I don't know what you can do to a president to get him in control, but you got to do something. If he's acting like a dictator and not a president, you got to do something, okay? Or we're going to have another Hitler situation on our hands, okay? Another Kim Jong-un in the United States. And we can't have that. This is the United States of America. This is America where there's freedom and justice for all. He's trying to take that away. I don't have to sit here and rehearse and go over all the stuff that Donald Trump has been doing, all the things that he is doing and going to do, because he is never going to change. So pretty much we're going to have to put up with this unless Congress acts. So, I just made this video to reach out to Congress, anybody who's listening, leaders, of the free world. He is the leader of the free world, the most powerful man in the world, but he's acting like a little child. He's acting like, even his own party said that they're running an adult daycare center in the White House. Now, if that's the way you feel, then if I were in the White House, I wouldn't want to have to do that if that's not my job. Your job is not to run an adult daycare center. Your job is to back and support a man who is qualified and competent enough to run this nation. That is the most important job that you have as Congress right now, is to support this president, to work with this president. But if you can't work with him and support him, then he should not be in the office, okay? Or you're going to have to put a leash on him. Because we're sitting here watching the division of our nation. People are blaming the NFL. They're blaming, other people that's protesting. Because the NFL is not the only one protesting now. We got students. We got college kids. We got people all across the nation. We got councilmen in the government just sitting here protesting Donald Trump. We don't want Trump's America. We don't. We want an America that is united. This is the United States of America. This is not the white supremacy, white nationalist, whatever he stands for. He can lie. He can tell you whatever you want to hear, but seeing is, we have eyes and we have ears, so we can see and we can hear. And that is what you people need to start doing. You need to start opening your eyes and opening your ears and really listen. And y'all not blind. Y'all really know you blind, but you're not blind. So in other words, you see no evil, hear no evil. You just act like it's not happening. And some of y'all might even agree with Donald Trump. Maybe y'all like what he's doing. Maybe you're like him and you agree with him. That's really sad. But people have the right to choose to do good or evil. They have the right to choose, moral or immoral values. And if that's what you choose, all I can say is I feel sorry for you. I'm sad that that's what you have chosen. Because that really brings society down. Our enemies in other countries is basically shaking their heads at us, and they're planning our demise. I said this once before on my other social media pages and outlets, and I'm saying it now, that basically our enemies are laughing. They are rejoicing, because if an enemy is trying to destroy you, really hard, trying to destroy you, if you are divided, they won't have much work to do. All they have to do is just let you destroy yourselves. All you have to do is self-destruct, and then they'll just come and pick up the pieces. They'll just come and finish what you started, and they'll just finish us off. So does our president even care about that? Does he care if we are annihilated as a nation, we're divided as a nation? What? Let me guess. They have a solution. If they cause chaos, they're going to have a solution. Is that what they're doing? I don't know. But it just seems very odd to me that Congress is just sitting here allowing this to happen. So there's got to be some other reason, some other explanation. I am awake now, and personally, like I said, I've been awake, but I had blinders on. So now my blinders are off, my sunglasses are off, and I am going to see Donald Trump for who he is, because that's me. That's what I do. That's what I do. So I don't know how I fell asleep, and I'm not going to do it ever again, because we can't afford to fall asleep right now, because if we fall asleep, our enemies are going to come over and overtake us. You know, we're fighting an enemy from within. We talk about the military, and we talk about how Donald Trump is saying the NFL is disrespecting the military soldiers, right? This is what his take on taking a knee and all of these things. But the bottom line is that he is ignoring the issues he himself is creating. If you are creating division in the United States, that is an oxymoron. That makes absolutely no sense to claim that we are the United States of America when you cause so much division. The military fights for the freedom of speech, the freedom of the American people. They fight to defend our nation against enemies, both foreign and domestic. So if you are creating division and you're a domestic terrorist, or you're a domestic nuisance, then actually that's what our military is here to respond to. I wish that the military could just do a military coup or something. You know what I mean? Like just overthrow Donald Trump. Just do a coup, you know? Something to get rid of him. If Congress isn't going to act, somebody needs to do something. So since he wants to talk about the military so much, then why don't they do a coup, okay? You know, I'm done, okay? Donald Trump has narcissistic personality disorder tendencies or something, but he's driving the rest of America crazy, except for you people who enjoy this. I mean, reality shows in the White House and crazy, and, you know, he's making fun of people and calling them names. That's what children do. So if this is what you want your leader to do, he's not getting anything done. He's not doing anything productive. He's doing child's play stuff, adult daycare stuff, or I wouldn't even call it adult daycare. I would call it child daycare. He acts like a child, and you want a child running this nation? Okay, I love children. Don't get me wrong. I got children myself, but I will not allow a child who is incapable of running a nation stand up there and run a nation. And sadly enough, our children today could probably run this nation better than what he's doing right now. Okay, we got some really strong, really mature children out here. But would you put them in the White House? No, because they're children. So why is this president allowed to sit up here and act like a child? So that's my take on this. Congress needs to act. Somebody, military, somebody needs to act, because this man is going to bring this nation down. Okay, and all you people who are sitting up there following him, like I said, make your decisions, make your choices, do you. But I'm telling you, when the chips fall, when everything hits the fan and everything's going down and he's bringing destruction, united we stand, divided we fall. So when this nation falls, you know, don't start crying. Don't start, you know, oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, you know, because I'm going to tell you right now, cry me a river, because you made your bed, you're going to have to lie in it. I know that sounds harsh, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you support someone like this, we see what Donald Trump is. And if you're going to stand here and support him when this nation falls, because he's not going to be there for you. He's a narcissist. He is not going to be there for you. Okay? I don't even know. I feel sorry for his family. They just sit there and, you know, I'm not going to even talk on them because they have their own sentiments about him. That's his family. But if all the things that he does, it's like he's there, but he's not there for his family. It's like, you know, I'm not going to talk too much about their relationship because I personally don't know them that much. Even though he's been in business and he owns Miss America and been on reality shows, I have never followed Donald Trump except heard about him that he was some big real estate mogul. Okay, now he's the president of the United States. That's all I know about him. And you know, people saying they knew him from the past and he ain't gonna never change. That's all I know about them. So I'm not gonna talk too much about them. I just don't see him caring about anybody. That is what I'm gonna say. So close this all out. The whole point of this is we got to wake up. We have to do something. We can't just keep talking about Trump and keep putting up with his crap every day. People literally are anxious. You know, they don't know if he's going to go crazy and start a war. They're being harmed by him physically, mentally, emotionally. We see dictatorship. You know, is this a communist country or a fascist country, or is this a democracy or a republic? What is it? Where are we heading, and where are we going with this? You know, anyone who stands by him, anyone who attempts to divide this nation doesn't love this nation. Donald Trump is right at the top. He's at the top of the totem pole. And he is the one that's creating all this division, and people are following along. We didn't have all this open racism and all this open division until he came. Y'all can say what y'all want about the past presidents and all that. Even if they did do anything similar to this, it is not on this scale. This is the worst president, he's only been in office, 8 months or so, 7 or 8 months, and he has caused so much division during the time he has been here. But during Inauguration Day, in the first month that he was here, everything's fine, making all these promises about how he's going to bring our nation even closer, and all together, what happened? You know, that has not happened, and it's not going to happen. So I'm just, once again, calling Congress, calling military, somebody to do something about him. We, the American people, we just have to sit by and endure this. We can't do anything to him. All we can do is call him out on what he does. You know, half of the nation is divided. Maybe more than half is on his side, and the rest of us, you know, who's in the boat, we're trying to make a point. We're trying to put some sense into the rest of the people to see what is happening. If it doesn't happen, I guarantee you this nation will fall, whether it's self-destruction or whether it's the destruction of our enemies. So, you know, America, your leaders are responsible to not make that happen, but you are responsible for your own individual choices. You don't have to be sheeple. This is not a communist country. You have freedom to choose what you are going to do. If you choose to follow someone like this who brings division, then you only have yourselves to blame when this nation that is divided falls. So I'm just calling all people of America, you know, just because Donald Trump's sitting up here talking on Twitter and talking about how the NFL is disrespecting the flag and all this, and threatening people if they don't do whatever he says. Just because he's doing that doesn't mean that you have to believe everything that he says or do everything that he says. If that's the case, he's just a dictator. But again, if you're choosing to believe him and you like the drama, then when this nation falls, not if this nation falls, then you will have yourselves to blame for that. Don't look to blame the person to the left or the person to the right. Don't even look to blame the president because you chose to believe him. So I'm choosing today to stand for truth. And since he is not telling the truth, I do not support him and I will not stand for him. Again, I support the office of the presidency, but not this president. If he comes to divide these United States of America, I will not support him. So that's all I got to say on this. Congress, do your jobs. Act, okay? If you really care about the American people like you claim you do, that's what people elected you for. We hold elections for y'all too. So that's what y'all here for. Y'all can't just sit by and talk and idly sit by and say, Donald Trump, we can't do anything with him. Oh, he has narcissism. Oh, just talk about him, but you're not doing anything. You're going to tell me you can't put this man in check? Something is wrong with y'all then. How can we trust y'all as our leaders? You know, Donald Trump doesn't run this country by himself. No president does. They have cabinets, they have Congress, they have the military, they have a bunch of people working with them and for them. So if you are working for Donald Trump and with Donald Trump, then you need to do something about Donald Trump. So everybody, try to have a good day, because you know Donald Trump's going to be all over the news. Even I unfollowed him. I used to follow him. I used to follow Vice President Pence on Twitter. I don't follow him no more. And I have had at least about 70% more sleep. I have had less anxiety. I'm serious. I'm telling you straight up, because I used to follow him, and I used to say, oh, let me follow him to see if he gonna say something. And he does. He always says something, then he turns around and turns it around and say, oh, I never said that and all that, just to expose him or whatever. What good is that? Because then when I expose him, all you little sheeple, all you followers want to try to attack me too. So I don't need all that stress. You can't get nothing good out of division, okay? Divided. Okay, think about that. United versus divided. Okay, we're gonna have to go back to elementary school on the meaning and the purpose of those words, because people are just not understanding. You think it's all good now, nothing's not happening. I mean, our enemies are itching to destroy this nation and take over this nation. And it's a matter of time. When it happens, don't go crying, like I said, because you need to stand up, and you need to stand up for what's right. You can't follow a man who is like this. And if you do, again, it's going to be terrible, because the enemies that we have are not children. They're not acting like children. They're acting like grown men. Some of them are acting like, beasts. They ready to wipe the Americans off. They want to control this nation. ISIS already wants to control everything. They want a caliphate. Then when you got Kim Jong-un ready to push the nuclear button. I don't know if they got a nuclear football, whatever. Donald Trump is ready to push our nuclear football. Russia's getting all involved in everything. So we gonna basically have World War III up in here. But y'all want to follow someone and support someone who is not ready to defend this country against our enemies, okay? Because our enemies have been here from the beginning of time, and they want to wipe us out. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. You got to decide for today if, make sense out of all that's going on. Really wake up and really realize where your values are and where your morals are. If that's you, that's you. But that's going to be the end of it. Okay. Y'all have a good day. I'm out. Peace out. Have a great day. Again, try to stay calm, and the media's going to have Donald Trump all up in your face and everything. So just try to have some peace. Okay. Peace out.